Hey guys, hope you're doing well. Yashar. In this video, I'm going to walk you through how I cash collected $47,000 in wholesaling fees in 2 months from the comfort of my home. The reason why I'm sharing this with you is because a lot of times agents can benefit from knowing how the wholesaling process works. You can get your foot in the door, and it's just an extra way to make additional cash and income fast, especially when the market's a little tight on the listing side. Okay, but there are always people that want a cash offer for their property. So I'll walk you through start to end on how I did it. I'm not going to hide anything. I'm just going to go start to end everything about the process, how I generated the leads, how I closed them, what that process was like, what was my sales script like, and then how did I find investors for the properties, and how I closed closed the property, how I closed on the properties or assigned the contracts. So pretty simple. So before I jump in, I'm just going to give you a quick overview on what is wholesaling. Wholesaling is where homeowners that have properties, they want to sell fast for cash. They either have a retail property or distressed property. Doesn't matter, right? Wholesalers are usually just like the middleman who gets a property under contract and assigns the contract to an investor for a fee. So they don't sell the property, they're not allowed to legally. They just assign the contract, and where they can make anywhere from $5,000 in fees to $50,000 in fees. Sometimes these properties, most of the agents don't want to list it as well. So wholesalers can be helpful in those scenarios too, right? But having an understanding of the knowledge of this process is going to be helpful. So why is this important for real estate agents? So most homeowners want the highest and best for their property, and when they want to sell it. Doesn't matter if it's distressed or not, homeowners still want retail price for their property. As an agent, having the knowledge of wholesaling will help you get more listings. And in this video, I'll walk you through how I generated $47,000 in 2 months using wholesaling. So leads. For generating leads, this is the most crucial, important aspect of this business. If you don't have leads, if you don't have leads, you can't close. So you have to have a source of lead generation to get salvaged. I had two systems running for myself, so I built this internally. One was text and email marketing, so I would just basically have a system in place where I would reach out to homeowners that were in pre-foreclosure, tired landlords, absentee homeowners, sometimes below a certain price point, and see if they wanted to sell their property for cash. And then I would automatically send about 500 to 1,000 emails and text every single day, and I would get about 5 to 10 homeowners a day interested in a cash offer. It was insane. I couldn't keep up with the volume of leads I was getting. The message was something like this: Hey Noble, Sadie here, Amy here, just checking if you're thinking about selling your home 123 Main Street in the next year or so. They'd say yes, and then from there I would call these leads, and then just see, and I'll discuss the sales process. But this is basically what I would do. As soon as they would say yes, I'm interested, we would go from there. Now, the next channel was Google pay-per-click campaigns. So whenever somebody searched for sell my house fast, sell my house now, sell my house for cash, they would see an ad like this one, and then it would take them to a landing page. They would fill out their form. They would fill out their name, email, phone number on the landing page. So average cost per lead for a Google lead was about $100 a lead. It was expensive lead, but those leads are like really profitable. Like, so this is the website or the landing page that I had created for myself. As you can see, it goes into detail a little bit. And then when people fill this out, I would just get a text and an email notification. Okay. Well, but this is where I would send everybody to once they to fill out the form. From the ad, I would send them there. So all in, I spent like maybe $5,000 in marketing in 2 months, and made about 47,000. Okay, so that's basically what it was, close to 10x return on investment. Now, conversion process. So now for getting leads under contract, I had a simple sales process. We would text, call, and email them as soon as the lead would come in. Our message would say something like this: Hi, name Yasher, just got your info that you're looking to sell 123 Main Street. How much are you looking to get for it? That's basically what the automated meant. So if somebody filled out a form on Google, this is the message we would send them. I've got you in for how much are you looking to get for it? They would say, I want 300K. Next question is, cool, do you have 5 minutes to discuss our offer right now? And then they would say yes now, or they would say call me later or call me in the afternoon, something like that. They would say. Once I would hop on a call with them, I would just ask 5 main questions. Okay, great, awesome, man. Thanks. It looks like you want to sell the property. You want 300K for it. What can you tell me a little bit about what's the condition of the property? Uh, cool. Why are you thinking about selling? What's going on? Just to have an idea. Is there someone living there right now? Is the property vacant? You want to make sure the property is vacant. If the seller's already living there, we can say how much time do you need to move everything. If you're to sell this property, how much time do you need to move everything? And then the last question, this is like a clutch question. If you were to cover all the fees and closing costs, what is the best price you can do on the property? And that's what basically they would drop the price by another 5 to 10K. It's amazing. For analyzing the property to make sure it was for, I was like making sure the seller's asking a good price, like a per price for it, which is reasonable. I would use PropStream or Privy. Most of you realtors, as agents, you have access to MLS. You can see the properties that were sold in those areas, and you can just use that to gauge it. But since I was doing nationwide, all across the country, I use PropStream and Privy. Now, for calculating the profit, or calculating the ROI, what I would do is, let's say the ARV of the property was 96,000, closing cost, and let's say the repair fees was say like $10,000. Let's say $20,000. Okay. Holding cost is 7%. Contract to the seller. So this is like, as you can see, it's automatically calculated. This doesn't work out, right? So this is like negative 5,500. So if I wanted to get this deal from the seller, it would have to be close to $40,000, even more. It would be close to 30,000, $35,000. $30,000 is what. So if it cost an investor $20,000 to fix the property, they expect at least a $20,000 return if they want to buy it. Now, if it's rental, like if it's going to be rental, then the repairs can be adjusted and stuff, and then we just focus on the rent rate. But you still want some sort of equity in it, right? So, I would if the property is 96,000, need 20,000 worth of repairs. I'd try to get it for like $30,000, and then I would have a wholesale fee of say either $10,000 or $5,000 because this is like not 55. And so this is what an investor would go for. They would take this they would take this property in a heartbeat. So this is how I would calculate it based on the numbers that I had in front of me. And then once I had that, so my fees would be like 10,000 or 5,000 if it's a smaller property. If it's like a bigger property, I would be $25,000 on it, just in fees. If the seller agreed to the offer that I would give them, I would send them a contract to sign. So this is the contract I would send them. Once the contract was signed, now it's time to assign the contract to the investor. But before I would do that, you got to make sure you get good pictures of the property. So I would use a site called Notable Notaries to have someone go there, meet the seller, and get the pictures of the video of the property. The reason why this is important is because most of these investors, if there are good pictures of the property, they would just take the property off the shelf. So they wouldn't even like go visit the property, or they would just go visit it like briefly and then just buy the property sight unseen. I've had this happen 3 times, where the investor has just I've sent them all the pictures and they bought the property sight unseen. It's crazy. It's crazy. Like I lost my shit. I was like, how can somebody just buy the property sight unseen? Um, just sight unseen. With just the pictures and stuff. It's nuts. Uh, so it's important to get pictures and videos taken care of. Okay. Once I would get the pictures and the videos, which would take a day or so, sometimes a few days, I would start marketing the property to investors. I would use like local Facebook groups. I would also reach out to real estate agents, like local real estate agents that work with investors. And then if that didn't work, if those two didn't work, I would message a list of investors. I would get a list of investors from like Fiverr or some website, and I would just message them, "Hey, are you looking for are you still looking to buy a property in XYZ location?" If I didn't get any feedback, so let's say I talked to like 10, 15 investors, and then most of them said they didn't buy it, or the price was super, or they didn't give, like, if I talked to at least like 10 investors and all of them were like not like interested, or didn't even negotiate, that means the price is super high. So like if that's the case, you talk to a lot of investors, you're not getting any in, like, they're not looking to purchase, or if you're not getting like good feedback on it, it's usually the price. You just got to go back to the seller and drop the price. I also vet the investors based on how many deals they've done. So like, let's say before I talk to any investors, I make sure I understand how many deals they've done in the last year or so. Also get proof of funds before I send them the entire info on the property, because a lot of times some of these investors would directly go to these people and get the property. You don't want to do that, so you want to vet these investors out properly. And if it's like a legit investors, like serious investors, will accommodate this request. The fake ones won't, right? So just so you know. Since I'm getting this property under contract sight unseen, sometimes the price can be high. In that case, you just got to make sure you renegotiate the price. Um, so before I renegotiate the price, I just ask these investors for the price, and I make sure that they want the property. So let's say if I talk to 10 investors and five of them are like, "Hey, I would buy this property at this price," I basically go back to the seller, renegotiate the price, and if the seller agrees to the new price, I send them a updated contract to the seller, and at the same time, I reach out to my investor and get the contract to sign. So what I would do is I would basically go to the seller, I would renegotiate the price, and then if the seller agrees to it, then I would just go back to all of my investors, and whoever says yes first provides a proof of or puts down the EMD or something, and we just we get it assigned, right? So if they can close within like a week or so, or 10 days, though that's the investor we would go with, right? Just something to keep in mind. From here, we open title, get the EMD from the investor, and get it closed within 14 days. 10 to 14 days. 14 days is usually what we've seen. So yeah, that's basically what I did. There are a lot of nuances in this process, which I like. I can't really share it because it's super detailed, but this is the process I followed, and all of this was from the comfort from my home. I didn't step out. I didn't go see the property. I just talked to the seller over the phone, and that's about it. I talked to the investor over the phone. That's about it. I don't even know these people, to be honest with you. It's kind of crazy. The reason I want to share this story with you all is because there are so many leads that I had received at that time that wanted retail price. So if I had my real estate license or something, I would basically work with them as listings or something like that. But it's a really good way of you to get in front of these homeowners. Um, like, you can basically get your foot in the door. And also, if they want a retail price, which is a lot of times a lot of homeowners want that, you can offer your listing services. So if somebody doesn't want to if somebody doesn't want to sell it to the investor because you ran the numbers, it's super discounted for them, you can offer them listing services, right? And that way you can make money on these as well. So that's the beauty of these wholesale deals. So like, if you having the knowledge and just being able to convert your existing like database into from like having the ability to just let them know, hey, I can get you cash offer for your property. Let me know if you have 5 minutes to chat, something like that. And then you understanding the methods of wholesaling. And if they don't want like the wholesale price, you can offer them the listing services. But the wholesaling is amazing. Like, just having an understanding of the process is going to help you a lot, um, and get you deals in the door as well. So either way, if you're interested in getting more learning more about wholesaling, you want to implement into your into your business, and you want to get more deals with wholesaling as well, and get more assignment fees, which a lot of real estate agents ignore, and these fees are substantial. The lowest is like 5K, the highest is like can go to whatever, like hundreds of thousands of dollars. But usually it's anywhere from 5K to 20K to 30K. Like that's usually the average. Um, and you can close these like pretty fast, like within 10 to 14 days. So just something to keep in mind. So if you want to add this to your arsenal and you want like one-on-one mentorship for the next 90 days, just respond to my email that I sent you after watching this video. Um, or there should be a button, there should be a link in the there should be a link in the description. You can schedule a call with me. We'll discuss what the mentorship looks like, see if you're interested, see if this is something that you'd be open to. And if you are, we would basically get you started, right? And this will be a great way to add an extra 30 to 50K every 30 to 60 days from the comfort of your home. Like crazy. And it opens up doors to other markets as well. Just something to keep in mind. So if you're interested, either reply to my email, or there should be a link in the description. Book a call there, and then I'll talk to you soon. Hope that was helpful. Have a good rest of the day.